an opinion on fluoride. I started my life in the New South Wales Health Department, and we shared our offices with the dental health people. We shared the same room physically back in the mid-1960s. And I think I was quite convinced by the dentists of the value of fluoride. Like everything else, fluoride in excess is a problem. And there are plenty of places in the world where the water naturally contains a high level of fluoride. Fluoride is definitely something where more is not better. But I think on the whole, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And one of the problems we see in some of the anti-fluoride literature that's around is that it has cherry-picked things, and it is assuming that things where you have a very high level apply to things where you have a modest level. And I think our health authorities have been quite rigorous in ensuring the level of fluoride added to water supplies is low, and it certainly is one of the things that has helped reduce dental caries, particularly in children. Mind you, dental caries are still high. That's holes in your teeth because of the sugar consumption and because the enamel on teeth has been weakened by people having lots of acidic drinks. Those acidic drinks include all of the soft drinks, but also include the common sudden sort of craze for people getting up in the morning and drinking lemon juice. Good way to take the enamel off your teeth. But yeah, I think on the whole, fluoride is beneficial. And I'm prepared to listen to the dental experts who've looked at this, but certainly we need to be, ever vigilant about the amount that's added to toothpaste and the amount that is in drinking water. In communities, there is definitely strong evidence that in communities where there's fluoride in the water, there is a lower level of dental decay in children. I know the anti-fluoride people, I get boxes of stuff sent to me, I read it all, I go through and check the references, and unfortunately they're not all accurate. But I'm sure the people who believe in it do so, believe it sincerely. No, there's no evidence that eating rolled oats takes the calcium out of your system. In fact, they contain a bit of calcium. No evidence at all. And I don't just say that because my husband likes them. It's a very good recipe for a long, healthy life, I think, to eat the rolled oats. But of course, you can do all the right things and still go down with something. I think often I have people say to me, but what about some person who smoked and drank and ate all this sort of rubbish and lived to be 95? Some people are lucky. Choosing the right parents helps. And sometimes you can just be one of those fortunate people that does the wrong thing and gets away with it. If you see somebody crossing the road without looking and they don't get hit by a car, they are lucky. But do you go then and tell your children, don't bother looking when you cross the road because old Jim crosses the road without looking and he's never got hit? It's just silly that people don't look at the risk of risky behaviours. We should reduce our risk where we can, it makes sense. Yes, hydroponic growing of vegetables. Look, I haven't seen any really good data on the nutrient content. In general, if vegetables grow well, it usually means they're getting the right nutrients. So if they don't get the right nutrients, they don't grow well. Anyone who's got a garden knows that, if your soil's poor.